Hello, and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason. Nobody thinks it'll work, do they?
No, you just... Hold on, I'll just do my part. No, you just described every great success story. Because this week we recommend Say Anything! Yeah! If anyone ever gives me a pen, I'm stabbing them with it.
Yeah.
No, really. If someone gave me a pen, I'd just be like, I can't believe they gave me a fucking pen. But then I would be like...
If it's a good pen, though.
And then like on the drive home, I'd be like, I'm going to buy a diary. I'm going to write my feelings down.
Some really nice paper.
I'm going to write a letter and not send it to her.
I'm going to learn calligraphy.
So, Say Anything, bud. What'd you think?
This is my first time watching it.
Oh, really? I thought you've seen it before.
No.
Oh,
I
snap.
did not. It was pretty good.
Did you think it was cute and fun?
It was.
It was very dramatic.
Yeah. It was a little. It wasn't like that dramatic, though.
I don't know. The part where you just see like the dad in the bathtub or seeing he's like,
I've been there, man.
I was like, shit, dude.
There's times I get home from work when I was in the Army. Sometimes I'll just go straight to the tub, turn on the cold water
in your pink bathroom, just like holding yourself, like, oh god,
yes, and shaking and rocking a little bit, yeah.
Well, that makes me sad. I think this might be probably my like second favorite romantic comedy.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Even though I don't even know, it doesn't even feel like too much like a romantic comedy to me, as much of a just like a point in time. I don't know.
Yeah, like a coming of age story
for both of them, really.
Ione.
Yeah, because it's like I feel like when people think of this movie, they think of it as like, oh, this is John Cusack's movie, this is Lloyd's movie, and I feel like it starts off as that, and then they're like, but you know, like all the interesting stuff has kind of happened to this Diana girl, you know?
Yeah,
Diana.
I think it's more about her and her dad.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. What do you think about the whole IRS thing? I feel like just reading online, people are usually, it seems like, what the hell is this plot?
Old people are so easy to steal from.
Yeah.
Have you seen the documentary about the guy who was burning the bodies, and like they were doing everything the wrong way, but they were burning, what do you call it, incinerating or...
Yeah, incinerating.
They're incinerating the bodies for, and then they're supposed to be giving out the people's ashes.
I have heard of this, yes.
We watched it the other night, and it was like, man, it's a really good documentary.
Yeah.
But they're just like scooping a little bit of all these ashes that are mixed together.
Yeah, and like it turns out, and is this also like the same place that like they just had like their entire place was just filled with like dead bodies and stuff as well because they weren't getting rid of them or something?
Yeah, they were running out of room.
Yeah,
because they couldn't burn them fast
enough.
When
people walked in, they're like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, I do remember we hear. Yeah, I guess if you're gonna take,
but I mean, it has nothing to do with the movie. Well,
yeah,
just to say that it's so easy. They're so vulnerable.
Yeah,
and we should protect them.
We should protect them.
Steal from them.
But it's just like, I mean, from his perspective, and I am curious. There is like, I wonder if. I thought you watched this like when you were younger or something, because I was gonna ask like, how did you feel about this movie as like a young adult, and then like now, how does this movie make you feel as like a father?
Well, I guess I can think back to what I would have thought, and would have had some really bad ideas about relationships.
Yeah,
and probably would have been on the side of all his goons, of the toads at the 7-Eleven.
I don't think I'd ever been on those sites like in my entire life. I was like, these guys are douches.
They are super douches, but
so why is there a kid here?
I think all high school boys are, though, mostly, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, I think so.
But now it was really interesting to see the relationship between her and her dad.
Yeah,
like I would love to have that kind of relationship with my kids.
Yeah, it's weird because first time I watched it, I was like, man, the father's kind of a dick. Like, he's kind of a creepy ass dude. And I was like, well, no, like he's just the only thing like the daughter has is him because, the divorce. And it's like this big thing that she picked him over the mother because it's like, oh, you feel safe with me. So in that his mind, he's like, I have to make sure she's safe the rest of her life. And it's like, I'm taking care of all these older people and they love being at my retirement home and the family doesn't care. So I should get the money. I'm the one doing everything. Because it's not like, I mean, I guess it fucking sucks that he's doing it, but it's
Yes.
like, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing to do.
And it's like, he doesn't even hate Lloyd. He just hates the fact that there might be a distraction for his daughter.
Yeah.
And he just wants her to succeed so much. But it is a little creepy.
I rob 1,000 people for
Yeah.
my daughter. You hear
And-
that, Madeline?
Yeah. Don't you worry. Your dad will go to jail for 9 months and have to pay $125,000
a little
back.
prison
Yeah.
baby just for you.
Yeah. But what I like, and also when people kind of are talking about the movie, they're just like, oh, we probably could have got rid of the IRS thing. But I think like Cameron Crowe's is in his head is like, this is what happens in people's lives. Shitty things just kind of happen. And it's all about like having the other people in your lives, which is kind of, I feel like a lot of the point of the movie is like she has nobody except
Yeah.
her dad. And then all of a
Fucking
sudden,
nobody.
Lloyd opens up her life and it's like, hey, I didn't know there was people at this school.
Oh, shit.
It's not just my father. I don't know. It's just,
He seems like overbearing in some ways, as in like trying to make her the most successful person ever.
yeah.
But at the same time, he's very open and like understanding with her.
Yeah. And
I
it's
thought it
like,
was
here,
kinda
just
nice.
say anything to me, which I think is like, whenever I was like, oh, wait, the only time say anything is mentioned is whenever it's like
She's
with
talking to
her
her
and her
dad.
father. And I was
Yeah.
like, is this movie about her?
Yeah, I couldn't say shit to my parents, so it was kind of nice to see someone else
Yeah.
talking to their parents.
I mean, I probably could say just about anything, but I just like wouldn't.
Yeah,
But I'm also like a closed off guy.
yeah,
I've gotten better, but used to, I never said anything about myself.
right. No, I never.
I was like, no one wants to hear anything I got going on.
Yeah, my parents thought I was homosexual for the longest time because I would never talk about my relationships
Aw.
with anybody.
Bro, most of my life, everybody thought I was homosexual.
Which, whatever. But
I feel like I have like feminine aspects of me.
I-
And on the podcast now, all I talk about is how hot dudes are.
the one time I mentioned it, I was like, "Hey, I'm going on a date," and my mom was so excited that she gave me some money. She's like, "Oh, good. I thought you were gay."
I love the idea. Like you tell her, it's like, oh, I'm going on a date with a girl. And it's like, he like calls for the
Yes.
father. Like all of a sudden a banner like pops out and there's like balloons. It's like, he's straight.
They're like, "Well, mom, that's a really harsh way to put it, but thanks." I guess.
Yeah. I like to think that my parents would have been like, hey, that's okay, Jesse. Who cares? But I don't know. You never know. You
No,
know?
I definitely wouldn't have.
So I want to know, one of the best parts of the movie is the party scene. It's so fun. And it's like Lloyd and
These are some responsible
her,
ass teenagers.
they're like so cute that he like keeps checking up on her and it's like so adorable. But I kind of love the cast of characters with them.
Yeah,
Like they're
I
all
love
kind
it.
of fun friends and just like partying. I was wondering, I was trying to think is there a movie that captures like my friend group when I was growing up? I was kind of a nerd, so like
yeah,
I didn't really have that many friends. But is there like a movie that captures your friend group?
Goonies.
yeah,
No, they were goons, but no,
Yeah.
I don't think I have that either because my friends were super dorks.
I'd like to think that like mine would be like super bad, but like G version.
yeah, not as ballsy.
Yeah. Except we
I can
didn't
see
like
that.
go to any parties. It was just me and my friend hanging out, playing video games all the time.
Yeah.
So I was, I don't know which
There's
version.
a reason
I would
they don't
be.
make movies about people who do those
Yeah.
things.
So I love the two leads, obviously John Cusack and Naomi Skye. I think I've said this in like a billion different movies, but God, they're just like average looking people, right? I feel like they're
think
just
so.
like, I mean, they're hot, but at the same
Like
time, it's
office
like
hot?
obtainable hot, you know?
Yeah, I think
like-
so. Yeah, but,
I feel like I could have been John Cusack.
Have you ever heard the term "office hot"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I had just learned it the other day from an accountant
Yeah.
and from our accountant friend, and she's like, "Jason, you're office hot." I'm like, "Oh, thanks,
Thanks.
I guess."
It's like, oh man, you walk in an office with some tight trousers and a button up.
Well, it just means any like just the smallest bit of attractive qualities.
Yeah.
Just because most people you work with are trolls, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, it's kind of like season 1 and 2, like Jim and Pam, right? Like they're not like overly gorgeous, which is something that ends up happening in like season 4 and 5 of The Office, where it's like all of a sudden it's like, how did y'all become so? It's like, they change your makeup, like your hair, especially with Jim, because he's got terrible hair for like the first 3 seasons, and all of a sudden he like starts kind of slicking it back, and I'm like, wait, he got hot all of a sudden. And obviously like started working out, but I feel like the same goes kind of with like Pam. It's like, she's very like, I'm an everyday girl, and then all of a sudden it's just like, what? Everybody got attractive all of a sudden after like 3 seasons. Like even like Michael Scott got more attractive.
How far into the season did they get together, Jim and Pam?
Into season 3, he like burst into the office and it's like, hey,
in the office.
She's like doing her confessional, and then it's like, hey, you want to go to dinner? And then she looks at the camera, it's like, what were we talking about? And it's like, by the way, I love The Office. I've watched it. We went through the seasons, and I was like, well, it got to the last season. That's bad. So I'm just gonna restart it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I just love like, I was just thinking, what's that movie? It has like Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, and it's just like, why are these shredded as shit people in this romantic comedy? Let's make romantic comedies about normal people again. Come on. Not everybody has to be a model.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
I think it feels better when they're not supermodels.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you know anything about Cameron Crowe?
No.
So, he did the movie. Well, he did a lot of movies. I mean, so we'll start. This is his first movie, like that he directed. He wrote Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which is a book that he wrote, and then they turned it into a movie.
I never saw that one.
You never saw that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's amazing. Some fun facts about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was like 21, and he goes back to school. He enrolls in like this Hollywood high school.
Nightmare.
Just to kind of see how the kids are now. Wrote the book, and then they made it into a movie. So it's like,
so he was allowed to do this?
Yeah, I guess like he got permission. It's kind of
Who
weird.
the fuck is in charge of this?
I know,
school?
right? Well, it's in LA. They're like, oh, is this gonna be a book or a movie? It's like, you got to do it now.
Oh god.
Then he did Say Anything. Holy shit, what a great director debut for a director. Then he does Singles, which is Say Anything but grunge. It's like, it's essentially a sequel to Say Anything almost. It takes place in the 90s. It's in Seattle, except people are like outside of college now.
Say some shit.
Yeah, it's like say some shit. Oh, it's great though. It's got some great lines. It's not as good as Say Anything probably, but I don't know, man. I kind of really love Singles. It might just be right up there with it. And then he did, I don't know, Jerry Maguire. Ever heard of it? Show Me the Money. Almost Famous, one of the best movies ever made. Have you ever seen Almost Famous?
That's the one with the roadies, right? The groupies?
Yeah.
Or he's
and
the
it's like,
reporter.
I am a golden god.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That movie is based on his life. So the kid in it, like he did that. Like
Wow.
he wrote to like Rolling Stones magazine and stuff like that. So like the foundation of that movie is about Cameron Crowe as a kid hanging out with these bands, I guess.
Maybe the best
Or just
way
writing
to
about these bands.
The best way to lose your virginity too. 'Cause that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Also, find those women. They deserve to be locked up. They're pedophiles. And then
yes.
he's
But they were probably only 15 as
it's
well.
like 70s, right? I mean, Aerosmith made 500 songs about it, and then Kings of Leon decided, hey, what if every song was about a 17-year-old girl? Because, it's like, she was 17. It was like half of Kings of Leon's first 3 albums were about that.
Yeah, that's not cool.
And then he made Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fun movie, weird movie. The
Super
Cameron
strange.
Diaz says the line, I let you come in my mouth. That means something. Wild. Then he does Elizabethtown, the movie with Kristen Dunst and Orlando Bloom? No. What's Legolas? What's his name? What's his name?
That's
Orlando Bloom. And that movie starts off ridiculous because Orlando Bloom like wants to kill himself, and he makes a contraption where he's like on a exercise bike and he's like pedaling and his knife's gonna like stab
That's
him.
hilarious.
It's ridiculous. So he's at like a down point in his career, and then he does We Bought a Zoo.
I haven't seen that.
You want to know what my review of We Bought a Zoo is?
What?
They bought a zoo, and then I cried at the end. So the movie is like a mediocre, like feel-good family movie, and then the fucking ending, Jason. The ending to We Bought a Zoo, I cried 5 straight minutes. It's like this whole part. It's all about like, Matt Damon's character, the wife died. He's got all these kids. They buy a zoo. He meets Scarlett Johansson. Everybody's life, right? But then there's this like part at the end, and it involves like the dead mother, and it's just like, what the hell?
Came out of nowhere.
I was just like, oh, 5-star movie. Great. Love it. And it's the best. And then he did Aloha, and that's a terrible movie.
Okay.
So,
I didn't
yeah.
see that one either.
And then he hasn't done anything since. But man, like he just went off with like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Say Anything, Singles, Jerry Maguire, Almost Famous. Like, God dang. And then, he just kind of lost it. But what I love about him is this, I don't know, he just like makes movies about moments in people's lives, and it's just fantastic.
That is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and it's great. I love it.
Some stinkers.
So yeah, I think that's about all that I had in like questions, and I'm gonna just talk to you, just say movie things at your face.
Yay!
But then there's a few other things. So Cameron Crowe credits the enthusiastic review by Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel as at least partially saving the movie at the box office. Ebert later put the movie in his greatest movies book.
Wow.
Which I should probably get that. The dojo featured in the movie was also used in The Karate Kid. So if you recognize
the show or the
movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And on April 30th, 2019, this film had a 30th anniversary screening at the Tribeca Film Festival with Cameron Crowe, James L. Brooke. He did like Broadcasting Use, Terms and Endearment, and a little show called The Simpsons.
Nice.
Yeah, which James L. Brooks really helped Cameron Crowe like make this movie. So it's great.
That's cool.
And Ione Skye in attendance. When the film ended, they were joined on a discussion panel by John Cusack via Skype. He was originally going to be at the screening in person, but could not make it due to work on the first season of Utopia, whatever that is. During the panel, Mr. Crowe revealed that before casting John Mahoney as James Court, Dick Van Dyke expressed interest in the role to the point where he met with Mr. Crowe and Mr. Brooks to discuss the screenplay. Mr. Crowe also stated that early on in the casting process for the part, the production sent the screenplay to Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws. Who, after reading it, sent back a note to Mr. Crowe that reads as follows: "Great script, want to play Lloyd."
Nice.
So this old man.
Yeah,
like, I want to be the 19-year-old. But man,
brings all of his 40s like.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Do you know who John Mahoney is? The dad. He's in Frasier.
Yeah, he's
kind of
awesome.
like what he's mainly known. He's in Moonstruck. I was gonna say we're gonna do that next, but it's not on anything. But John Mahoney's so good in this movie.
Yeah,
I was like, shit, I wish he was my dad. At the same time, I don't wish he was my dad. And the last one, director Cameron Crowe couldn't find the love song he wanted until he heard Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes. Gabriel asked to see part of the movie, and Crowe had the production company send him an unfinished cut. Gabriel gave permission to use the song, saying he liked the film, but not the lead character overdosing at the end. Crowe realized that Gabriel had actually been sent a copy of a movie called Wired, where a guy overdoses at the end. It worked, I guess.
Hilarious.
He was able to get the song in the movie.
Oh, shit.
So In Your Eyes,
So is that song in that movie?
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen Wired.
That'd be wild.
Just thought it was funny. Wasn't a lot of facts, but that was one of the interesting ones. In Your Eyes, kind of a great, perfect love song. It's so catchy.
So
and like
weird to me. Just when he starts, he's like, I see 1,000 churches. Like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about, Peter?
What is any love song talking about? It's the light. It's the heat, bro. I am complete. I see the doorway to 1,000 churches.
Yeah, what the fuck does that mean?
Heaven.
I guess.
I don't know. It's in her eyes.
Is that her vagina?
I guess she's just like so perfect and innocent. I see 1,000 churches in your eyes.
When you're open.
Now let's have sex in a car.
Don't close your mouth.
I was actually thinking.
I love your teeth.
Walking here, I was like, this is kind of a high school, like teenage thing to do. It's like, we really just never, that's why parents were always telling kids to close their mouth. I think it's just like when you're young, you're just like always like,
It was so, when in basic training, right? When you first get to your training unit and you start running together, everyone wants to breathe with their mouth open.
Yeah.
And it smells bad
because
they're all together doing it. And so all the drill sergeants are like, close your fucking mouth, you mouth breathing sons of
It's like, hey, drill sergeant, how about we're running to death over here, okay?
It's like, breathe through your fucking nose, you assholes.
It's hard to breathe through my nose when I'm yelling all the time. So I guess I want to know what you think of John Cusack.
He's fine.
I kind of love the man.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. He's not like
he's kind of weird.
He is a little
weird. Bit, and that's kind of what I like about him.
I don't think he's like the best actor, but I always like his stuff.
It's like I'm never upset when I see him. I'm like, fuck yeah, John Cusack's here.
He seems really laid back in all of his stuff. Like, remember, oh man, that might be the movie I suggest to watch, the double feature, the one where they're trying to turn the jury, when he's on the jury of a murder, and he's like working with someone outside to like try to change over all the jury's minds.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I'll have to look that up. But
he's also in Con Air.
Put the buddy down.
The movie's so good. Have you ever seen Being John Malkovich?
Yes.
Oh, dude, that movie.
I didn't know he was in that one.
Yeah, he's like the lead. He's got the terrible hair.
Yeah, that's right.
Him and Cameron Diaz.
He's the guy with the puppets.
Puppets, yeah.
That's
shit.
So
should we do that next instead? Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about it at the end.
Such a sexy puppet scene.
Yeah, and that's why Spike Jonze, who did like her. Cool. Yeah, I there's something just endearing, but something off also about John Cusack, and I think that's why he's kind of perfect in this movie.
Yeah,
because he's like, well, he's kind of cute, but he's also weird and nervous. And I'm like, I feel like that was me. I like to think that was me in high school, you know? All right. So we're coming to the point of the podcast where we discuss the plot. And what we want you to think while going through the plot is what the fuck the point of the movie is. Is it just entertainment, or is there an actual meaning behind it? I think there's a meaning behind it, just like most movies.
Breathe through your nose, woman.
Yeah, it's all about manners or shit. I don't know. Yeah. Well, anyways, Say Anything, 1989, directed by Cameron Crowe. Let's go. So it's graduation. It's graduation day.
Yeah.
So it's graduation day, 1988, for a Seattle high school. Lloyd Dobler, great name, tells his girlfriends Corey and DC that he is going to ask out class valedictorian Diane Court. They tell him he is crazy because she's a brain trapped in the body of a game show host. And he is not. They're like, you're going to get hurt. And it's like, I want to get hurt.
Yeah. Hurt me, mommy.
Yeah. They also talk. He's like, yeah, I want to go on a second date with her. And they're like, you never went on a first date. It's like, no, I sat with her at the mall.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's a date.
It's like,
or you just kind of sat close to her at a different table.
And it's kind of perfect because it's just like, high schoolers, their brains don't function right.
No,
still.
They don't.
So it's just like kind of this like perfect thing, like weird thing. Like a guy would be like, yeah, we sat together. We're like practically
in love.
We're engaged. I already married her. Something I do like about this movie, it's one of the few like romantic comedies where the guy's not like just beating the girl down till she goes out with him. And it's kind of nice, right? Yeah. It's like, I mean, he's trying, but he's not like overly trying to the point where it's like, wow, I wish movies didn't teach guys to be like this. You know?
No, he's very normal.
Yeah, he's just like a nervous guy. He's like, how many times can I ask the girl out before it's like weird, right?
0 times.
Yeah. So as Diane is getting driven to graduation by her father, she's practicing her speech. Her father, James, is extremely supportive, telling her that it is funny, like her speech is funny, and everyone is bound to love it. Because she does a joke. It's like, I saw the future. Go back. And he's like, funniest joke I've ever heard. Does not work for the place.
Hey, they kind of all land, you know?
Yeah, right. So at graduation, Diane's speech is a bit of a bomb. Nobody laughs, and the only people in the audience who appears to be interested in it are Lloyd and Diane's father.
He's the only one laughing.
Yeah, it's like, he's like looking around like, oh, I guess
it's a good one, right?
I guess everybody's chuckling inside.
That's
right?
my daughter.
Yeah.
The comedian.
Yeah, I trust me, I'm a little weird, but we got a good relationship. All right. Everybody shut up. My daughter's
Laugh
doing
at my daughter.
She's doing a speech, okay? So in the speech, she talks about how she is fearful of the future.
Yeah, that was funny. How she kind of panics when no one laughs.
Yeah, and she's like,
I'm scared.
She kind of goes off book, but it's like a very, like real and I don't know.
I don't know any of you.
It's something like movies are always like, everybody's scared after graduation. And most of it, like after my graduation, I went and tried to parkour. So.
Hell yeah.
I jumped off a building, grabbed a tree, and landed and kind of hurt my leg a little bit.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, it was great.
We all do crazy shit when we're nervous.
Oh, wait, no, that was actually before my graduation. Yeah, I wasn't really scared of graduation. I was like, oh, thank God. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I love that she goes off book and she's like, all right, none of my, you know what? I'm just going to be honest. She'll say anything as long as it's truth. I wonder what the movie is. Also, we see Joe at the very beginning of the graduation. He's singing. Here's the thing.
What?
Like, we weren't allowed to do anything. We weren't even allowed to, like, mess with our gowns too much at our graduation. They're like, if any of you guys make a fucking peep, you're out of this graduation. And it's like, why couldn't we do something like this?
You like have a rap battle?
They're all, well, it's like, you know, at our graduation, they're like, this is such a memorable moment. You want this to be like a nice, enjoyable occasion.
It's
like,
and
you know what?
boring, yeah.
All I remember is people in the audience yelling that they couldn't hear the person telling the speech. And we're just like, shut up. If we can't fucking throw beach balls around, like the audience shouldn't be doing anything. This is like, dude, it's our night. Let us do whatever we want. If people want to like have fun, well, I feel like we should have fun, right? Oh, I'm so glad I'm not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
I hated that place.
That's a horrible place.
All right. So anyways, Lloyd keeps telling his friends how much he loves Diane's eyes. She's like, she's really got great eyes, doesn't she? And this after the graduation, he's like, all right, I want to get a picture with us. So I'm going to go walk over.
That was funny.
And then like we see Diane, she's getting a car for her dad. She like points at the car and then Lloyd turns around and gets a picture with her. It was so funny. When I went to Motlow, I got a girlfriend while I was at Motlow, and she started hanging out with me and like our friends and stuff. And my friend Richard had a cousin named Zach, and it was at Tullahoma graduation, and his mom took a picture of Zach, and behind him was my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, "What the heck?" Just like walking by or looking for somebody, I was like, what a freaking coincidence, man. Like, who would have ever thought that? But anyways.
He just did this thing.
Yeah. Was this like, because he was just like that, and you just see her in the background, like, looking for someone. It's great.
Maybe she was in love with him. She was
now
trying to get a picture with him.
Oh, God. So, later that day, we meet Lloyd's sister and nephew. Nephew's super cute. Lloyd's great with it.
I love how his sister's like, don't be her friend. Don't be his friend. Be his uncle.
Yeah, and
when has an uncle been anything other
like,
than just a jackass you goof around?
The point of an uncle is to be like, oh, it's a cool uncle. Hey, uncle.
Yeah,
right.
You're supposed to punch each other.
That's like mostly what I did with my uncles was wrestle.
My uncle open mouth kissed wrestling. My wife at our wedding.
Yeah.
It was really awful.
Yeah. Your uncle should have acted like a friend, actually.
Yeah, in that situation, I agree. Yeah, I was a little too old for all that nonsense.
But the sister is John Cusack's actual sister. Joan Cusack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's why they look exactly alike.
I didn't notice.
But we see she's kind of a curmudgeon and gets mad at him because she's been divorced and she's a single mom. He's like, you used to be fun. She's like, I did used to be fun, didn't I? Yeah.
It happens when you grow up.
It's like, but that's kind of like what it's showing what the movie's about. It's like, man, sometimes things just don't work out and shitty things happen to people, but you'll find love around it. Yeah. Especially when you're like a kid, because all these crazy things kind of happen around you. And it's like, but hey, you like this girl, right? This girl likes you. So it's like, hey, maybe just forget everything. Let's go out.
Yep.
Go listen to Peter Gabriel in a car and shake after having sex.
Bone.
Yeah. So we see Diane getting a ring from her father that was once her mother's, so he says. Diane feels bad that she never got to know anybody at school. She's like, no, I just looked out and I didn't know anybody. It's like,
that sucks.
Yeah, well. Stop being a nerd and go hang out, you know?
Nerd.
Jeez. So Lloyd gets the courage to call Diane, but her father answers and he leaves a message for her. He's great at acting nervous in the bathroom. Like I remember just, like calling a girl like in high school and just walking around in circles in my bedroom.
Did you ever have one of those phones that could that had the long, you could just carry it around the house like they do? Because ours were always kind of like stuck in place, and the cord for the hand receiver.
It was our. Well, we had one like that, but that was like when I was really young. By the time I was calling people, we had a cordless. So
Oh shit, fancy.
Well, 2000s. I mean, by then everybody was having cordless. So shortly afterwards, Diane's father gets a phone call explaining that Diane has won a fellowship that will allow her to go to university in England. She will therefore be leaving in 16 weeks. Apparently, this fellowship is only given to one student in America, so this is a huge honor for her. And like her immediate reaction is like, I gotta get on a plane.
Oh, shit.
It's like shit. Because he's like, stand up straight. This is a great thing. She immediately sinks all the way down to the floor. And like her father's like, you're gonna be so great. The entire world's gonna love you. You're gonna be loved on 2 different continents.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like he's kind of a really good dad, but also it's like, chill out, dad. Like I'm getting nervous
He's
here.
excited.
Yeah. I don't know. Great scene. It's just like, yeah, it's a lot of pressure on a kid.
Sure.
And she hadn't even had like a true love yet.
Oh, well.
So Diane calls back Lloyd and he invites her to a graduation party. And much to his surprise, she agrees, even though it is unclear if she even remembers who he is.
Yeah, I love how her dad takes messages for her.
Yeah.
My parents never did that shit.
I know.
They're like, hey, somebody called for you. I don't know who it was.
And I love that, like, because Lloyd's like, she's really great, isn't she? And he's like, yeah, she really is great.
Yeah.
And I feel like immediately he's like, I don't know, I kind of like this guy, actually. And like when he calls, she's like, I'm busy this day, and then this day, and then this day. It's like, so you're mentally busy. But then like she eventually says yes, because he made her laugh. And then after the phone call, she is shown looking into her yearbook, expressing surprise when she sees Lloyd's picture. She's like, oh, that's who he is.
Oh, shit.
He weirdly sat with me at the mall. So Lloyd picks her up for the party wearing a khaki trench coat.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
It's the 80s.
It was super
Normal.
weird. No.
It's like the end of 80s. Well, he's a weird guy.
It's,
His whole life is kickboxing. so
yeah,
far.
this was long before Columbine, I
Man,
guess.
yeah. And, it's just like when I look back at what I wore, I was like, God, I had terrible style.
Yeah.
I didn't buy my
no.
own clothes, so,
Yeah,
the
me
style
neither.
was what it was. I had a bad haircut and bad style.
Yeah, everything was bad.
Man, maybe I don't like this movie. It's
Maybe I
making me
should
think
have
of
had
high
a trench
school.
coat to cover up my body.
Yeah. Well, we weren't allowed to wear trench coats,
Yeah.
It all got ruined.
Whole reason.
So we see her. She's wearing a white skirt and matching blazer with a purple flower in her hair. Lloyd meets Diane's father, and he is very gentlemanly and polite and gives him a comforting, nervous speech. He immediately comes in. All right, sir, I just want you to know. It's like, I'm going to do everything right. I promise. I'll have her back in 6 to 7 hours. And it's like, how long is this party?
Hell yeah. This party till
We're
the
gonna be
sun
back
comes
at 3
up.
a.m.?
Fuck yeah.
It's like, what a cool dad. Like, that's the thing about the father. It's like, wow, he's just okay with her staying out till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
She's also she's got to be an adult by now, right? 18 at least.
17 or 18, graduating.
One of them.
Yeah. So upon arrival at the party, hell yeah, party time. People are
And then he gets the worst job
yeah,
he
I
could
know,
ever
the
get.
key master.
Like, what is this? You go to your friend's party and he's like, you can't drink.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, but no alcohol for you. You got to be responsible.
Yeah. It's like, well, he gets to drink after the party.
Yeah,
which
like
is
3 a.m.
when he gets to drive home.
Yeah, right before he drives home.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey, I mean, maybe this is why like the whole town is kind of cool about it. Cause at the graduation, Joe's like, we gotta have like 3 kegs at a graduation party after this. And all the parents are like,
Yeah, is Lloyd
"Oh."
going? Oh,
Yeah.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah. But yeah, so people are intrigued by the fact that Lloyd has shown up with Diane Court. It appears as if this is the first time that Diane has ever socialized with anyone, and it is. And they seem pleased that she showed up. It seems that while her classmates admire her, very few know her at any level at all. Lloyd is given the task of keymaster, which means he has to spend the entire party holding a
Just-
bag of keys.
Just rummaging through people's
Yeah.
cars.
Well, he has to like go and it's like it's cool that everybody's like, yeah, here's my keys, man.
Yeah.
It's like, what
They are so
were people
responsible.
responsible in
I don't
1989 in
think so. I
Seattle?
don't really think so, but maybe.
I like to think it's just because it's Seattle. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
we're cool in Seattle.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Seattle's a cool place.
It's like, we're all good because we had so much coffee.
Yeah.
um,
And toss salad and scrambled eggs.
yeah. So we meet a bunch of cast of characters. You got Jeremy Piven, who's constantly going insane and yelling everywhere. You have to chill. You have to chill.
That's
So
funny.
good. Corey, Lloyd's friend, who wrote 65 songs about her ex.
But that guy, he knows how to not be made keymaster.
Yeah.
You show up drunk.
You show up drunk and yell at everybody. It's like, we don't want him to have to talk to
I
anybody.
don't want responsibility.
Yeah. But yeah, so Corey writes 65 songs about her ex, Joe, and she sings every single one of them that
I'm gonna
night.
sing every single one.
That will never be me. That will never be me.
If she had real friends, they would have been like, "Nah, girl."
Yeah. It's like, we're going to go walk around. But she ends up getting an audience.
God.
It's like a lot of people just like listening to her sing her bad song. This is the actress is Lily Taylor, and she grew up in this movie eventually to be conjured because she's in Conjuring.
Nice.
Well, that didn't hit. That was, I guess, a bad joke.
No, it just took me a second. She was conjured for a movie.
For the movie Conjuring. She all got demoned up. Joe died and possessed her later.
Hell yeah, man.
So Joe is there, and he's kind of a douchebag, but really I think he's just stupid.
He's very dumb.
Yeah, he's just like a dumb boy.
Yes.
He's not really like a super bad guy. He's just like, I just kind of let my hormones and testosterone take me everywhere.
It's like this wiener with a carrot with a stick on it. Or
it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, well, he definitely cares about her. He's just everything is run by his penis. It seems like. So he loves her songs that she sang and says he will break up with her.
You know he's stupid.
Yeah, and he says he's gonna break up with his girlfriend who's leaving for college, and he's just breaking up with her before she can break up with him. Yeah. And now he wants to be with Corey, and it's working until he asks her to have sex with him.
Yes.
Because he just immediately like, let's get back together. They hug. Will you have sex with me?
And good on her for saying no and fuck off.
It's like, we're breaking up. And we see Diane and Lloyd don't spend too much time together at the party next to each other, but at various points, Lloyd does check up on Diane, and it's so cute.
And like, who are you here with? Oh, that creepy guy in the trench coat.
Yeah, because she's staring at me over there. She's talking to Corey, like his best friend, and she's just like blabbering on about Joe, and Diane's like, I don't know you. And then he's like, who you here with it? Or it's like, no one's as great as Lloyd, kind of pumping up Lloyd. And he's like, yeah, he's been so sweet. He's been constantly checking up on me. He's like, there he is. And he's like, or it's just like, oh, Lloyd is a good guy. He's cute. But yeah, Corey talks up Lloyd saying he's a great guy. Diane calls her dad to check up. And I love, she's like, okay, yeah, stop being so grateful. She's just like, she's like, God, stop being so kind. When the party ends, there is one kid who's too drunk to drive because he was so, I guess, nervous about how he looked. He just got super drunk in the bathroom.
He kept looking at himself in the mirror going,
he's like, oh, what did I do wrong? The thing is, I was like, I kind of like your style, guy.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I feel like you kind of look good. I don't know.
You
could probably get one date. But it is late 80s, so maybe like
he did later. He had a date with the porcelain god.
Yeah. Just got his like face on the like rim of it. It's
oh,
like,
yeah.
Ugh.
But it's pretty clean.
I would only, it was clean. I would only maybe put my head on the toilet of my bathroom, and I still wouldn't do it. Probably.
Have you ever been so drunk, like at a bar, and you go to the bathroom and kind of lean your head against the wall so you can balance yourself while you pee?
That makes it worse.
But I did that once, and I leaned back and I looked at the wall in front of me. It was covered in snot and like spit. I was like, what have I done?
It's like,
what have I done?
It's like, you know what? Let me add something to it. I've never been that drunk at a bar. I've never really gotten drunk at bars. I've only really gotten drunk once at a bar. And that was because that was when I kind of really didn't know too much about alcohol. And someone was like, hey, and I was last to get the drink, and I was just listening to what they're getting, and it was a 2-for-1 thing on like certain nights. So they're all like, yeah, I'll take 2 Four Roses, which was whiskey. I didn't know what Four Roses was. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll do the same thing. And then I got him. I'm like, I took a drink. It's like, oh, this is whiskey.
It's just whiskey.
I have 2 whiskeys. I got very drunk.
Hell yeah.
But like not that bad. I was just having a good time.
I've never I've had good times being drunk at bars, but it never ends up good at the end.
Yeah, well, it was in Nashville, and it's just kind of like a secret kind of like hole in the wall bar where it's just like you would never thought it was that nice inside there, and it's like it's just a bunch of hipsters in there, and I was like, maybe I do like bars, but I'm not driving to Nashville.
Oh, my favorite bar in Nashville, there's an Irish bar we used to go to, and there's always a guy singing Irish tunes. Like it was so fun.
I've been to the one that's like an English pub type thing. It's like a restaurant bar. It's like, it's very like, oh, you like England, type of things. It's like, okay, cool. This is
hello, governor.
Cooked goose for everyone. Wait, Wait, is that even English?
It sounded English.
Yeah, right. So, Diane and Lloyd drive the drunk guy home, but it takes them like 3 hours to find the guy's house. And the way you know it takes 3 hours because there's gonna be 3 hours of non-commercial radio, and then it's like the whole 3 hours because he couldn't find his house. He's too drunk to know how to get home. And he's like, "Oh, there it is."
Should have left him there at his friend's house.
You're just gonna go by a payphone and call somebody, dude.
Just wait until he sobers up and let him drive himself home.
Yeah. So they walk home from a 7-Eleven, and he does the sweetest thing. There's a tiny pile of glass.
So stupid.
Oh, wait, there's glass.
Was she barefoot yet?
No, she's just in her high heels. Well, I love that he kicks the glass. It's like, you could just spread glass everywhere.
Yeah,
it was a one tiny area.
Just walked around it.
And then she walks around it, and it's like, what? It is really silly, but it's such one of those, like, because it's like actually an important thing for her. And it's like, man, fuck, that is how we thought in high school. It's like stupid, dumb things. It's like, that was so sweet.
I did that shit too. It's terrible.
Lloyd doesn't end up delivering Diane home until like morning. It's like daylight outside. The two do not kiss on the first date. Finally, it's more of an awkward, cute. She attacks him with a hug. It was so sweet because she's like going in like, yeah, she went full chimpanzee on her, I guess. But it gets like by the end of this date, I'm like, this is so cute. And then it's just like 30 more minutes of me just being like, oh.
I just imagine Natalie listening to you from the other room.
No, she was right next to me, and I kept turning to her like, this is so cute. And then I did say like all like 3 different times.
That's adorable.
I love romance movies.
You love romance.
I love all movies. Don't come at me like that.
Don't come at me, bro.
And she goes inside. Her father's not upset by the late return because she called. And that's all he needs. He just needs one phone call to know she's okay. She feels bad about calling Lloyd basic because she said, "No, you're not like other guys. You're basic." And then she's like,
his pumpkin spice latte.
And then the dad's like, "I wouldn't worry about him because outside in front of her house in the middle of the road, he's like making kissing,
like to the crowd
and like bowing,
like they're all giving him a huge round of applause."
And then I'm like at home on the couch, like.
That was pretty funny.
That was kind of. I've never done nothing like that, but I've been like in my car, like, yeah!
Sure.
Except for like my first ever kiss where I attacked the girl's face because I was so nervous and I just like really quickly went like, so let's say her lips are closed. Here's mine. And then I was like, and I immediately went, oh, sorry. I like hugged her and got the car and I drove off.
I left her there.
And I was like, ah! But it was okay. It's like, it's like the classic thing where it's like, we'll just have to practice. And I was like, oh, thank God. I thought that was it. We're over.
Your pillow so you can practice.
And I was just like, I never got any better at first kisses. So
yeah, you only get one chance.
Yeah. So you almost did essentially the same thing with my wife. I was just like, we're just like sitting in the car. We just went to watch the movie Boyhood. Just like,
see,
I hated that movie. And then we're just kind of sitting there. I was like, I want to kiss her. Does she want me to kiss her? Hey, let's just try. And then I was like, why?
Really hard.
Why do I so aggressively go in for first kiss? I need to calm down.
I feel like there needs to, if they would include some sex education in schools, like maybe just high school, just to teach you what to do on your first date.
No, I needed, I think, therapy.
Yeah, therapy is good.
I needed to learn how not to be nervous. Because I'm still in the same way.
That's what I'm saying. If they would have pulled me aside in high school and be like, give me a checklist of things to like do and do nots. Of first dates.
Oh, well,
that would be great.
Like my first kiss, it wasn't like the first day. It was like a month into the relationship.
Well, okay, maybe just like a list of firsts.
My first date wasn't any better.
Yeah.
With that girl, she fell asleep. We like went out to eat, and I was so nervous because at some point I should have talked to somebody about how much anxiety and nervousness I have. And then like we went back to like her place. They had a pool house, and we like watched Family Guy. She fell asleep, and I was like, "This is a good date. I don't know.
Yeah,
am I good at
success.
This?" Man,
she felt comfortable enough around you to
fall asleep. I was probably not a very good boyfriend in my first relationship.
Yeah, you gotta learn somehow.
Or maybe I was. I don't know. Who knows, right?
No feedback.
Anyways, so Lloyd's friend Corey tells him to keep his mouth shut during a dinner because Diane has invited him over for like the second date to meet with her father's like colleagues and business pals for a dinner. I'd be like, ooh, what if we didn't do that for the second date, right?
Yeah, I mean, she wants him to meet her dad.
Yeah,
I guess that's
how
kind of
about
nice.
third or fourth date? Not with a bunch of other people there, because it's like, what is this situation?
Well, it does kind of take the pressure off of him because he doesn't have to be the center of attention.
Whole time. Yeah. But there's always a point where you will become the center of attention because you're a random guy in this house with people that don't know you. But yeah, so Corey tells him like, don't talk during the dinner. You do this nervous talking thing and it ruins everything. So, which he mostly does. But at one point, Diane and her father tells a story about when Diane tried to board a plane once when she was like 8, but got so scared that her father had to tell the pilot to turn the plane around before it took off. And then Lloyd's all like, man, you guys are amazing. It's like, I've never been able to talk to anyone like that.
Yeah.
It's like, when he says that and it's just kind of quiet, I'm like, fuck.
Yes. Yeah, man.
That hurt.
And
made me feel really bad for a second.
But I love when they asked him what he was going to do for a career. And I thought of 2 careers for someone with the name of Dobler.
Mm-hmm.
One,
he's a
meteorologist.
The other one is a
house elf.
Oh, I was thinking like maybe he could be like a wasp, like a dirt daubler.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
Lloyd, could you turn into a wasp? Oh yeah, I have a perfect job for you. But yeah, just like that one little line where he's like, I've never had anybody like that in my life. And it's like, oh, she's never had anyone other than her father. He's almost never had anyone because parents are in Germany. He's been like, I guess, a military brat. The sister was in a bad relationship and now has a kid. And it's just like, he's kind of never really had a serious thing. Even though I will say him and his friend Corey, they seem like pretty cool, chill people that can say anything to, you know?
Yeah.
Say anything to.
Corey.
Name of the movie. All right, but when asked what his dreams are for the future, however, he disappoints the adults by not having any ambitious dreams. He tells them that he just wants to spend as much time as possible with Diane and is interested in kickboxing, the future.
Fuck yeah, man.
And he was right. I love his speech. I don't want to sell anything, buy anything, or process anything as a career. I don't want to sell anything bought or processed, or buy anything sold or process anything sold, bought or processed, or repair anything sold, bought, or processed. As a career, I don't want to do that.
That's a lot more direction than I.
So I read something that this was actually him messing up the line. So he just kept trying to get it right. And Cameron Crowe was like, this is perfect. And that's why you see it like cut away to like the different people while he's talking.
Yeah.
That was to hide like his facial, like being like, buy anything process type of thing.
Right.
But I kind of love that at the beginning, the father's like, I kind of like this guy. And then he gets into the kickboxing thing and everybody's like, what?
Yeah, I think kickboxing has a bright future.
Yeah. And then we also see that there's a jukebox in here that costs $9,000, which will come into play later. You don't think it would, but it immediately will right now. So midway through the dinner, 2 men come to the door to inform Mr. Court that he is under investigation from the IRS. He gets agitated and tells them to visit him at his office. It's like, wait, what? Right? It's because it's just like
it's nighttime.
It's like why is this part in the movie? And also, why did him and Diane answer the door at the same time?
They do everything together.
I know, it is kind of weird. So Diane goes to visit her mom and asks her to please say something nice about her father if the IRS is ask anything. And she's like, can we just talk about boys or something?
Yeah.
I'm your mom. I'm boy crazy. Diane invites Lloyd to visit her at her job at the retirement home. Lloyd is scared of old people because it makes him think about dying. Diane gets mad at him and Lloyd immediately changes his mind. It's like, I love it. It's like, it's like, I just see him eat and then I'm like, And then she's like, that's ageism.
Yeah.
How would you feel if someone said that about you when you're older? And he's like, you're immediately turning me around on this. It's just like love being that age and like nothing matters. It's just like, oh, I believe in this. Oh, wait, you're going to break up with me?
He's willing to change his mind.
And it's like, never mind. I don't believe in anything. Whatever you believe in. Yeah, it's great. So Lloyd's at the retirement home. They're super cute together. They look really
playing Cocoon.
Yeah, and then like he plays Cocoon for these old people. It's so great. And then
it's the oldest movie ever.
Yeah, it's great. And that's got like Wilford Brimley in it, right?
Yes.
Diabetes guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, was he ever young?
No.
Was he ever?
No.
And then we see like Diane's really liking Lloyd, and it's like, it's just getting so cute. So they go get coffee together, and Diane tells Lloyd that she is just too stressed out to get into anything deep with Lloyd because of her move and the IRS investigation. To agree to be friends with potential.
Oh, not benefits.
And guess what? People who like each other that try to be friends with benefits, it always
works
turns
out.
into a relationship and then doesn't work out. So this status changes while Lloyd is teaching Diane how to drive stick shift. She's barely catching on, but enjoying the process.
Hey, she did better than I did.
She was, yeah, flooded a truck the first time.
Yeah.
But I also was being taught, literally my uncle said, this is going to be the hardest car you ever drive. So if you can drive this, you can drive any stick shift. And I was like,
if you
cool.
can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, Jesse.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out. 20 minutes later, it's like, well, we're going to have to leave the truck here and we're going to have to go get stuff out here. And I was like, maybe an easier car next time. I don't know.
My dad just he let me borrow his truck while they were working on the roof. And they sat up there on the roof and watched me. I had no instruction. It's just like, here, drive it. And I sat there for like 4 hours trying to figure out what to do, and I finally figured it out.
It's just like 3 hours and 30 minutes in. You got to hit the clutch.
Yeah, that was it. That was
what's
all my instruction.
Clutch? I thought all cars just had 15 pedals in here. Whole time you had the parking brake on. Yeah, I really I wish I knew how to drive stick. I should just find someone with a stick and be like, teach me.
Give me that stick.
Yep. So, at one point, the two get quite close, and Lloyd plants a kiss on her, which she accepts.
And it grows.
They kiss a few more times and then decide to drive somewhere more private. And then you kind of get like a montage of them just kissing places. And then eventually we see Diane and Lloyd parked in Lloyd's car by the sea. The two appear to have just had sex underneath some blankets in the back seat.
How scratchy does that blanket look? It looks like one of those that come on a pull-out
It
mattress
looks like
at
a
hotel.
lot of blankets I had growing up. Specifically remember one with Batman on it.
Hell yeah.
So they're underneath some blankets in the back seat. Diane remarks how Lloyd is shaking. She thinks it's because he's cold, but he explains he's just so happy.
He's like, I'm a diabetic.
And it's like, also, like, I've never had sex, so like a lot of things just exploded.
My mind is open.
Yeah.
My third eye is...
Yeah. And then like they're kind of talking, and she's like, shut up, listen to the song. She tells him
that's
that
what clarity is.
because it's so nice. And then it's like, oh, and then the song just kind of goes a little bit, and it's like, in your eyes, the heat in your eyes, your eyes. So good. So in the morning, Diane arrives home to Dad, who's quite upset with her. Unlike the previous all-nighter, she failed to call him this time around. And that's the only thing. He's still not that upset. He's just like, this is bullshit. But still not that mean about it.
No, he was just upset.
He's
he was
just like,
worried.
I just want one phone call, which, as a high schooler, it's probably like, oh, I got to call my dad. But really, it's like, well, if he's not going to be mad at you, it's not that bad.
Yeah. What do you think the best song that has sex to is?
Closer by Nine Inch Nails.
Nice.
I want to fuck you like an animal.
Hell yeah, that's
just
awesome.
Kidding. No, but when we and Natalie are having a conversation, it's like, I think we're just like, what's like the sexiest song? It's like, it's probably Closer.
So, yeah. Well, we were, the funniest one was we were listening to the radio, and Hey Ya was really big.
Hey Ya. Yeah, it's really hot when it's just like the Polaroid picture part just over and over.
We were just dying laughing.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah. I don't know what like the most romantic song to have sex with would be.
Shake it. Like
probably what's that Jeff
Foxworthy
Jeff
song?
Buckley song?
He's like, you might be a redneck if you're having sex.
It's not Hallelujah. Buckley. Lover, You Should Have Come Over. I love that song, Lover, You Should Have Come Over. That's like a very good song.
Like Backdoor Santa.
Never heard of that one. Santa better get away from there, though.
So it's about a guy who goes from house to house having sex with women while their husbands are at work.
Oh, nice. Hey, way to go, Santa. So at this point, she mentions how she feels free to say anything to her dad. She's like, you can say anything to me. Roll credits.
That's like their
Yeah, it's a great mantra. So she tells her dad everything about her and Lloyd's relationship. She brings up the glass thing from earlier where she kicked some glass because it's like, I don't know, it was sweet. I loved it. She says she never gets nervous with him. She explains that she first wanted to avoid doing anything serious like sex with him, but in the end, she just attacked him.
Yes.
While her
I buried him on the beach.
Yeah.
Down in your help.
It was a very It Follows situation.
As a father, you should own an incinerator.
Yeah, right. While her father isn't upset at her, he clearly isn't thrilled to be hearing this from her daughter. Then we see Lloyd is with Corey and another friend. They figure out he has had sex by the way he's acting. Corey tells him everything has changed because no matter what or when, he will always know that they had sex.
He's singing that I just had sex.
I just had sex. And it felt so good. He says he wrote Diane a letter and it says, I will always be there for you. All the love in my heart. It's like DC and Corey are there, and it's just like, he's like, was that good? Corey's like, yeah, I love Lily Taylor in this movie. She's so great. And even DC, I don't know that actress very well, but like, they're kind of two perfect friends.
Yeah.
And then we see Diane's father getting pressed by the IRS. This added strain between Diane and her father seems to be too much for her to handle. Her father suggests that she break up with Lloyd to help make her life simpler. He suggests that she could give him something for him to remember her by, such as a pin, which he gives her. She also says she loves him for the first time to the father. Diane's father is struggling with IRS stuff, and her daughter is flying the coop. He's scared to lose his daughter, but this makes Diane feel bad because he's like, maybe I'm just being selfish, and kind of walks away. And it's like,
I was so confused at this point when the IRS were talking to him at the nursing home and he's pouring coffee. They're like, why aren't you making more money?
Yeah.
Like, is that the crime here?
Well, I think it's the thing. It's like, you haven't raised any of your prices, which you should have been doing like over the, I don't know, decades he's probably had the place. And it's like, so how are you making money right now?
Yeah.
It's like, you seem to be wealthy, but you're not upping your prices. And it's like, I don't know, man, leave these old people alone. Let them have their small prices. I don't care what happens to my shit after I die.
True. You put it into a trust.
Yeah.
That's what rich people.
So next time we see Diane and Lloyd driving around and they talk about the letter. Lloyd tells her he loves her. She doesn't want to hear it though because she breaks up with him. No.
This is a painful, like slow breakup.
It hurt to watch. And it also kind of is a perfect, great breakup scene. Because the point where she turns around and she's like, fuck, right? And it's just, it immediately reminded me of just the awkward moment when it's like, shit, we're breaking up and now we're just sitting here. And it captured that moment really well.
That's another lesson I wish I would have learned, how to break up and to be broken up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should be something you should get a little heads up on.
There is no way to do it.
To be like, hey, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah. And it's just, when you break up, you're going to be thinking about it for a week. And then finally, you're just going to blurt it out and it's not going to go well.
You're going to write a bunch of songs about it.
Yeah. And I just like that, the breakup, she eventually ends up being like, shit, I guess I better give him a pen. Because she's kind of running out of options.
I gave a girl a calligraphy set once.
Really?
When I was moving away.
I just gave him a good look at this and I point at my butt and I walk out. Just kidding. I don't think I've ever really did
Here's a picture of my butt.
I've only broke up with someone twice. I've usually been broken up with.
Oh yeah, every time.
And it's just like, this didn't go well and I felt bad forever.
It's not easy.
But I like that the scene kind of starts off almost as like a negotiation. Like Lloyd's like, oh yeah, we're still going to hang out and stuff. And we're not actually breaking up because we already tried to do this once and we just kept making out. And then Tilly realizes what happens. He's like, wait a second. Are we breaking up? It's like, yeah. But I don't know, just seeing them sit in the pain of the decision is great. And then I love he's like, oh, I feel like a dick. You must think I'm a dick. Diane, no, I don't. Lloyd, you do. Diane, I don't. Lloyd, we shared the most intimate thing two people can share. And Lloyd, you shared it with a dick.
Yeah. She's like, hell yeah. High five.
And it's just like, yeah, it's like, even though it's not his fault and he's not a dick, but like when you get broken up with, you're like, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a loser.
Yeah,
you know, that's
he
how you
starts
feel.
brooding immediately.
Yeah.
He broods so
Oh,
hard.
it's so great. He's like, I hope I still live in Seattle and it's going to rain every 5 minutes. Oh, I
Yes,
do? Great.
It's a depressing city to live in.
Let me go in a phone booth and stand out in the rain.
Yeah, let me pull the phone out in the rain away from the safety.
Break this phone. But he calls his sister and tells her about the breakup. Lloyd, she broke up with me. What do I do? Can she come back? How can I get her back? I can't get her to talk with me. It's so fucked up. I feel like crying. She gave me a pin. I gave her my heart and she gave me a pin.
Yes.
Mwah, mwah. Great line. And there's like a book of like some of the greatest quotes in movies. This was number 73 on that book. So Lloyd drives around talking to the tape recorder for Corey, his friend. He goes around to all the spots that they spent time together. It's like our controversial first day at the mall. This place where I broke up with you. You broke up with me. He says that he should hang out with more guys, like the people that hang out behind a convenience store.
No, not these guys.
They know everything.
He should get out more.
Yeah, right. So he goes to the guys, and they all say dumbass shit.
Yes, and that little boy is like, bitches, man.
It's like just the worst. One guy's like, find a girl that looks just like her and nail her and then dump her.
Yeah.
There's like a 10-year-old. It's like, bitches, man.
He's got a
Checks
beeper.
the time and like leaves.
You got shit to do.
Yeah,
He's eating a lollipop.
As soon as he walked up and saw a little kid hanging out with these 19 to 22-year-olds, he should be like,
that's a red flag.
it's time to go.
Yeah. And they're drinking alcohol.
Yeah. And then he goes, like he leaves and gets back in the car and he turns on the tape recorder. That was a mistake. So he goes back to his car and he's talking on his thing. And then he has this line, the rain on my car is a baptism. The new me, Iceman, Power Lloyd, my assault on the world begins now.
Okay.
It's like that pep talk you got to give yourself to be like, you know what? Emotions won't ever affect me ever again. And it's like, I guarantee you they will. So he goes to Corey and his friends and they try to give him advice. He says he is a guy and has pride, so he won't go see her. DC, Lloyd, why do you have to be like this? Lloyd, because I'm a guy. I have pride. Corey, you're not a guy. Lloyd, I am. Corey, no, the world is full of guys. Be a man. Don't be a guy.
Shit. They are in love with him.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, you know, honestly, I think in high school, your main friends should be girls.
Yeah.
They're just going to help you, man.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I was always like, other than like my best friend and like a couple other guys, like I was always more comfortable being friends with girls for some reason.
Yeah, I get it.
Probably why people thought I was
I didn't
gay.
really have
I
any
don't know.
girls that I was friends with that closely.
I had a couple in high school, and they're cool.
I was too stupid.
I was just quiet, and I feel like people were like, "Hey, it's the quiet guy. He can hang out with us."
He
And
must
like
be intense.
occasionally, I'm funny when I have confidence. So, we learned that Lloyd's called her for 7 unreturned calls. Lloyd calls her one more time. We watch as Diane and her father listen to Lloyd's message. From Diane's reaction, it's clear that she still is very much in love with him. Her father tells her just to pick up the phone, but she replies that if she did, she would just get back together with Lloyd. And he's like, well, you know best. Eventually, she can't resist and picks up the phone, but just as Lloyd hangs up, and it's like, ah.
I guess
you never had one of those moments where you're just like, ah. Yeah, that's exactly what Natalie said. It's like, call him back, star 69 that shit. It's the 80s. You know how to do that. And I was like,
yes.
Wow.
You call 411 to check the time.
Yeah.
You can do star 69.
Hi, yes, phone. I need the time.
Man, you ever have a movie phone? I used to call it just to listen to all the trailers for movies. I loved it.
Yeah, I remember doing that. It's like, I don't know why I did that because I never went to the movies when I was a kid because I never had a ride.
Yeah, well, I was in like biking distance.
Oh, nice.
Me and my friends would go.
I probably should have just done that. I mean, there was points where I would like drive 2 hours away on my bike, which was only like, 30 minutes away.
Right. That's what I did.
How far?
Because it was in
Lebanon
Lebanon, and like I had to ride my bike through it was a long ride to get to the movie theater, and I had to cross like highways. My parents didn't know what the fuck I was doing ever.
But I mean, that's like something about being in the 90s or 80s where it's just like kids got on bikes and it's just like, we're going to go ride bikes. It's like, okay. And then it's like, next thing you know, it's me and my friend Richard going downhill. I got my hat turned backwards so I can go as fast as possible. And it's this giant hill and you go so fast.
You got to ramp it all the
Here's the thing. It was a very curvy road. So it's like at any point a car is coming around and hitting us.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, did I not ever die?
How'd we make it? I don't know.
And that's how you should let your kids grow up. Let them grow up,
face death,
and remember how stupid they were as a kid. So, Diane's father flirts up a girl while buying Diane some luggage, and he asks her out. But all his cards start getting declined, and he's embarrassed and leaves.
Damn.
He sits in his bathtub, scared to death. And what is the most iconic scene from this movie?
Which kind of, I know it's my first time seeing this movie, and I've heard of this scene.
Yeah, it's not as big as it.
It's not as big.
It's not as big as you think it is.
There's like barely. It's like 30 seconds.
When you rewatch it, though, it's like every time. The more you rewatch it, the more you're like, I get it, Lloyd.
There's not even a reason for him to be out there doing it. He's not like.
Well, he's just like it's his last
ditch effort.
His last try. He's like, all right, I called her a lot, which it's not really pushing a boundary. You're a teenager. It's just what teenagers do. They call people when they're obsessed with them, right? And then it's like, all right, our sex song.
Yeah.
This is my last chance. Because that's why you kind of don't hear from him until she goes to him at the end. He's like, I did everything I could think of. It's time to get over it, right?
I did all the weird shit I thought of. Yeah, but it's like she doesn't even respond to it. And that's what killed me. That's what
it's weird.
The whole thing about the scene that killed me was that she kind of just rolled over in bed. It was like, fuck off.
Well, it's just like, she wants to so bad to go out there, but she's like, she's being responsible, right? She wants to be responsible.
Calling the police.
I think it's just one of those things where it's like, she's like, this is so romantic, but I got too much shit going on. And I don't know, it is like, it kind of gets, I think it's one of those moments where back in the day, people were just constantly rewatching it. And the more you rewatch it, the kind of the sweeter and like better
I guess.
the thing, especially once you see that they get back together, it's like, oh, he did that.
To me, like the biggest thing was him holding a stereo up in the air for that long.
And I love that he like is holding it up and then he's like, damn it, it's not working. Fingertips, hold it with your fingertips higher.
Just a little bit higher.
Yeah. It is kind of a sweet gesture, right?
Sure.
And it's like, I feel like it should be creepy, but I think it's because of the way their breakup is. It's kind of sweet more than because it's like, I know you don't want this. We got a week left. Come on.
We could bone so many times to this song.
Yeah, but so Diane hears it, but just lies in bed thinking of all the issues she has. So by now, the IRS investigation is heating up. Diane goes to the investigation's office and demands that Philip Baker Hall tells her what is going on. Philip Baker Hall is like in every fucking movie ever. You've probably seen him in a billion things. He's great. He's dead. R.I.P. You're one of the best that guys that ever existed.
That guy.
Yeah. That guy, not fat guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I thought you said fat guy. I was like, he's not big. So the man tells her that they believe that Mr. Court, her father, has been stealing money from residents at the senior home when they die. He then hides the money in the form of a cash and collectibles in the house. Diane is shocked and does not believe it. She goes home and starts searching the house for supposed cash. Meanwhile, we're all like, oh, yeah, there's a jukebox, there's a Persian rug.
Yeah, everything that guy was just talking about.
Yeah, and there is and Diane stops to notice the fancy ring on her hand that her dad gave, and it's like, maybe this wasn't mom's. Eventually, she goes around, and it's like a 5-minute scene of her opening some drawers. It's the worst part of the movie. It's like, all right, come on, we can go through this a little faster. And then she looks into an old antique box that her dad kept in his office and discovers a stash of thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And she takes none. I would not be able to do that.
No, you gotta take it. It's for her.
I'm at least taking one stack, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll fill it up with paper at the bottom.
Like, Dad, I can't believe you didn't tell me about all this money you had.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so upset.
We could have bought me 2 cars. So she goes to confront her dad, who tries to deny it. She's angry at that, while she always told her father anything. Yes. He always has to say anything. He is unwilling to come clean. He breaks down and admits that he was taking their money tries to justify it by saying that it was all done for the sake of her. And it's like, Dad, we don't need this.
No.
You could have just been a father.
Seems like she got a scholarship.
Yeah.
She should be all right.
She didn't need it. But he just it's like sweet and shitty at the same time. And it's just like, this is kind of what the movie is. It's just like about these people making decisions at moments of their life.
And if
he made the wrong one.
And if he's only taking from people who, like, if their assets or the money or whatever was just going to go to the government,
well, it's going to go
to family.
It was going, like, some of them were going to families, but his justification was their families. None of them come to visit these people. They stuck them into a retirement home just so they didn't have to deal with it.
He's right about all of this.
That's the thing. It's
even though it's illegal.
It's illegal, and it's like, oh, fuck. But I mean, they did put all these people in a retirement home and probably visit them like once a month.
He treats them really well.
Yeah, they love them. They watch Cocoon.
I wish here in the U.S. we would take better care of our elderly.
I mean,
that's kind of the thing.
They do have, I mean, I feel like probably a lot of retirement, there's always like the bad stories about retirement homes, but I'm sure there's a lot of great retirement homes.
My grandmother was in a shitty one.
Really?
Oh, God.
It's like, I feel like they're probably getting better now as, the world kind of gets
you think, but
more progressive / not progressive at the same time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and if I plan on not having kids, I'm going to end up there one day probably. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just like find a young person who's like, live with me.
Delaware just, there's a few states now that have assisted suicide, so it's always a way to do it. What I want to do is go to the one in Sweden. Yeah, like get rid of all of my shit.
Hang out in Sweden
take
for a
my
month.
money. Yeah, go to Sweden.
Eat some chocolate.
Live it up. And then get into that pod. Like, hook me up, Doc.
Yeah. I'd get to Sweden and be like, oh, the internet here's not that great. Let's just take me out now.
There's no Wi-Fi. Kill me.
Well, now that we got into assisted suicide. So yeah, he comes clean. He breaks, already said all that. While Lloyd is engaged in a kickboxing training match at the gym, Diane comes by to ask for forgiveness and says she needs him. She tells him that she loves him. He asks her to say it 3 times and then asks if
funny as hell when he got kicked in the face.
Yeah, that was great. And then like they unbreak his nose and I'm like, you need to go to the hospital immediately. Your whole entire face is about to swell up. And then he asks if she just needs someone or if she needs him. He says it doesn't matter, and they kiss anyways because there's no way he's coming out of that conversation not back together with her.
Just imagine her face being covered in blood because
his nose is
bleeding quite a bit.
And I really like this because, they could have made it to be this movie where it's just like, oh, you just want me because everything sucks now. And it's just like, but it's like, she always wanted him. It's just like she felt too much responsibility to her family and what she has to go and like what they're going through. And now that it's like, well, the only person that I trusted other than you screwed me. So like I should have been with you the whole time. And it's just like, he doesn't make it too big of a deal of it. And it's great. And I don't know. I just feel like there could have been a part where Lloyd's just like, no, you just want me now because you have no one. And it's like, could have been 5 more minutes of it. And it's like, thank God they're just like, we're young in love. Let's just fucking do this, right?
I also thought that Lloyd in his mind was having this argument with himself.
Yeah.
But then he was like, you got nothing else, Lloyd.
It's like,
like this is the best thing you got right now.
I'm just going to keep getting kicked in the face by people. Plus, I'm going to go to London. Let's go. So meanwhile, we see 2 lawyers negotiate a deal. Mr. Court will be fined and serve a year, 9 months of prison with a $125 fine.
$25,000.
$25,000. I do love the scene of how quick it is. Yeah. And like, they're just like, how about this? How about this? How about this? No, how about this? And it's like, all right, cool. It's like, yeah, because lawyers got like 500 meetings probably every day.
Probably.
And it's like, we have to hurry up and do this because I got like 4 more of these today.
It's just his life.
Like,
who gives a shit?
And it seems like they go in with like a certain, like, all right, I want no more than, like, I'm sure Diane's father was like, I want no more than a year. So if you can keep it under a year, it's whatever amount of money they ask for type of thing, probably.
Sure.
And so when he met under a year, he's like, okay, cool. But he like lowballed him at first. He's like, how about just a fine? He's like, all right, 3 months and a fine. And then he's like, it's like, no, 9 months and $125,000. Yeah, it's fun.
And then
it's kind of funny.
Seconds later, he's in jail.
Yeah.
With no due process.
I know. Well, because he was just like, I guess that was just essentially the plea, right? They're working out a plea, and he's like, I want to serve immediately. Yes. I want to hurry up and get it over with. Yeah, so next, we see Lloyd meeting Mr. Court in prison. Mr. Court, I love it. It's like, well, Mr. Court's in prison.
Yeah, he's already like a hardened criminal. He's smoking and like. Well, I mean, is that the only thing that makes you a hardened criminal?
Yeah, I guess so. Diane is in the car while Lloyd hands over a letter. It appears as if Diane is about to go to England. Surprisingly, we also learn that Lloyd is going to go to England with her. Lloyd, just know. Oh, and so yeah, I get this whole thing is like, are you all right, Mr. Court? And he's like, I'm incarcerated. Everything I did was pointless. And like he hates that it's like that he's gonna go to, because it starts off where he's like, she's going to London and I'm not gonna go, and I said I wouldn't go with her, and he's like, oh, that's good, and you're just a distraction. And then he's like, yeah, but then I decided I am gonna go to London with her, and he's like, damn it. But then like, they kind of have a confrontation, and then he's like, and I love this because John Cusack's great in that he feels really bad about the situation, and you see that he wants Mr. Court to feel better. So he's like, here, take this letter. She wrote it. And he's like,
was it to her dad?
Yeah. And he's like, just to let you know, there's like 2 versions of it. And it's like, and he starts reading, and Lloyd knows what's in the letter. And he's like, oh yeah, I've read this part. And then Mr. Court, he feels bad. And then he's like, all right, go to the end. There's a version on it that says, I will always love you. And then he goes to the end and he's like, oh, she just signed her name. And then Lloyd's like, he has this great line. Just knowing that a version like that exists, knowing that just for 1 minute she felt that and wrote, I can't help loving you, that has to be a good thing. And it's like, dude, Cameron Crowe is such a fucking good writer, man. And John Mahoney is so good at this part where he's just screaming, and it's like, never really seen him act like that in anything. And it's wonderful. I don't know. It's a great scene. Eventually, Diane comes out of the car and does a final hug. Finally hugs her father goodbye and says that I love her.
He hears her mouth breathing from across the yard. He's like, she's here.
Before leaving, she tells him to write her and leaves the pen she had previously giving Lloyd in her father's hands. And then a bunch of prison guards come and beat him up and take the pen.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Or it's one of those pens with the naked lady on it.
Yeah,
and you turn it upside down and get naked.
Like, oh, thank God she left me this one.
Thank you.
This is going to make my 9 months go by way faster.
Trade this for a pack of smokes.
He probably gets out in 2 months for good behavior?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So the film ends with Diane and Lloyd on a plane together. A previous scene in the film indicated that Diane has never flown and is very fearful of the experience. Lloyd tries to calm her down by telling her that the most accidents happen in the first 5 minutes of the flight. And as soon as the fasten seatbelt sign goes off and a ding sounds, though he tells her that everything is okay, the two are shown holding hands, anxiously awaiting the ding. At the point that we hear the ding, the screen goes to black, credits roll. What do you think about the ending?
It was sweet.
Is that not? I love.
They're just waiting. They're waiting for the smoking sign to come on so they can break open their Marlboros.
Yeah. Have you ever watched The Graduate?
I don't know.
With Dustin Hoffman. It's that's where Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me? That movie?
I guess not.
Well, it ends with him like going to this girl's wedding, and spoilers, fuck. If you haven't seen it, that sucks.
It's fine.
And he goes and breaks up this wedding, and the bride runs out with him, and they get on a bus, and they just sit on the bus. But the director is like, just kept holding it, didn't call cut. He's like, just keep acting until I say cut. So he lets them sit there for a long time in the scene.
Uncomfortable silence.
Yeah, and then like they're all smiling, and then they all, fuck, what did we just, like they look like they're like, did we just fuck up? And what I love about this movie is at the end of it, it's kind of that where it's like, is it going to work out? Was this a major mistake by both of them? And then the ding happens, it's like, forever they will be together. And it's, I don't know.
Until she meets all those English boys.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I think it's kind of a brilliant ending.
Oh, man. Say Anything Part 2. He's kickboxing Englishmen.
Just and he has a British accent. Oi, bruv.
Just kicking anyone who talks to her.
And like as soon as like in like the whole movie, it's just like London calling. Because that's how anytime someone flies to London and they get off a plane, it's always that song.
Dun, 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 dun.
So that's Say Anything. Jason, what the fuck is the point of Say Anything?
That it's nice that I think having a person in your life that you can talk to is one of the most important things you can have in life.
That's exactly what I think the point is too. But it's to find someone that you can say anything to.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing you can find is someone that you can trust and be safe around, which is
Sure.
what Lloyd ended up being. Who makes you the best
She's
you?
her new dad.
It's just, I guess it's
Or
kind of
he's
the
her.
it's the point, I guess, of like every rom-com, but especially the two we just did. It's about finding someone that makes you feel safe and comfortable, and
Until you find someone better.
you're able to be yourself around. Yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, I don't know, they're both fucking like 18 or 19, so
Yeah.
they'll probably break up eventually.
Pretty soon.
But I don't know, they just feel so perfect together, and I don't think they'll ever break up, Jason.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Okay, well, I like romantic comedies. What can I say?
Yeah, no,
They're great.
fun.
All right, so we're going to hit up our next category, the good, the bad, the ugly, fine. So where we discuss the good of the film, something we like, the bad, something we didn't like, the ugly, something that didn't age well, the fine, something that did age well. For the good, I put the party scene. It's fun.
It was really
It's great. The chemistry between Lloyd and Diane, it just makes me go, "Aw."
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought the good was all the two main characters, their support systems were
Mhm.
really fun. Like her dad was great, but like also Lloyd's friends,
Yeah.
it's like always had his back no matter what.
Yeah, and they're all
really nice.
like, there's the point where they're kind of talking about after they have their first date, and it's like Corey and DC. And like another friend, they're like, do you think like Diane would really like Lloyd? And it's kind of silent.
Like,
They
yeah.
look at each other like, yeah. And it's like, oh,
Never had friends
what
like
a bunch of good friends. So what do you got for the bad? This was a tough one for me, except all other boys in the high school.
Yeah. I mean, I think a part of it is just the idea that they're teenagers and they don't know shit about shit.
Yeah, it's like
which is
watching it as an
normal.
adult. It's like,
Yeah, it sucks to see.
you guys are making a lot of decisions right now.
Yeah.
But like sometimes that's forced on you as a
Yeah, I mean,
kid,
it
you
is.
know?
It's just the way it is.
It's like you never know what life's gonna throw at you. It's like you just gotta take the good stuff as they're happening and run with it until it's not good anymore, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So it's bad, but kind of sucks that it's bad because it's true.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
It's tough. I really didn't have anything for the bad. I just had that like, I don't know. Movies are kind of better than life sometimes.
Yeah,
It's like my high school
that's the whole point.
My high school experiences were, other than just like hanging out with my best friend at the time and doing a few things, it was just like, man, everybody seemed like in movies, they had a really good time at high school. And I never did.
Really.
It was just like, can't wait to get off, go home, eat some ramen, and watch Friends and Kings of Queens a lot. Wow, man. Did I have a sad?
No, I definitely did.
No, I enjoy. I mean, I still do the same thing. I can't wait to come home and watch my sitcoms.
Yeah, dude.
It decompresses me. What do you got for the ugly? Didn't age well.
I mean, I'm really sad that kickboxing never took off like he said it would.
MMA, bro. It all took off, baby.
Yeah.
It's what everybody does now. They kick each other. Like
That is true.
Like Lloyd would be at UFC next to Joe Rogan, just being like, "Whoa!" every time someone gets in one hit in a KO. You know that gif that goes around with where they just like flip out. Yeah.
No, he'd be the one talking about how they maybe they'll fall in love after the fight.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
they'll
like,
kiss each other.
I put Cameron Crowe's filmography.
Yeah.
Like after he hit like 2000s, it just like, ugh. I mean, except we bought a zoo because they bought a zoo and I cried at the end. So, the fine. I put the ending and the relationship.
Yeah, that
it feels really realistic. Nice. It feels like a realistic type of young people in love movie while life is happening in the background.
That is a good point. I really like the movies that show like healthy relationships with parents.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to see.
It's like, you know what?
Like, I never knew what that was all about.
Yeah. And you know, that's true. Cause like I had two really great parents. Like they grew up, they loved me and everything. But it's like, you know, as I gotten older, I was like, man, they were going through some shit whenever I was younger. Like, you know, the housing market crash. Dad had to like not have a job because of disability for so long. It's like when I think about it now, I'm like, fuck, man, I was such a brat sometimes too. It's like, I just remember the one time where it was around Christmas and I remember, or it was my brother's birthday, one of them. So my mom was buying him a PlayStation 1 game, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Banger.
And I was throwing a temper tantrum because I wanted a wrestling action figure. It's a DDP one. Still have it at my house, my childhood home. And I just remember crying. She's like, fine, we'll get this and won't get your brother anything.
Damn.
She got both.
Nice.
But I remember that being the first time where I was like, I felt sad about a decision I made.
Sick to your stomach a little
and then
bit.
I was like, oh, and I think a lot of things changed that day.
Nice.
I specifically remember that all the time. I think about it way too much. And I'm like, oh, this is why I'm a people pleaser now. What were we talking about?
DDP?
Realistic relationships. That's right. Yes, this whole movie's filled of it. It's great.
There are a lot of really good relationships. Like with him and his nephew, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Like always doing the wrestling shit with him.
Yeah, then whenever he gets the date, he like uses them as a guitar and he's like, attack the bag, kill the bag. We are power. It's so good. All right, so we're going to hit our next category. Double feature. It's where we recommend a movie that goes alongside this movie. What do you got?
Don't know if I've recommended it before, but Besieged Fortress with narrated by John Cusack. Fucking love it. It's
that's great.
A termite colony and an ant colony. They're too close together, so the ants try to invade the termite colony, and it's like step by step John Cusack for some reason.
Yeah,
and it's so wild that he's doing this. I just love it.
You know, that makes sense that he's narrating because he does have kind of one of those voices where it's like I'm off-putting about it sometimes. I don't know.
It's just it's so
voice.
laid. It's such a laid back kind of chill voice.
It's like you trust it.
And you hear him talking about ants murdering each other, like murdering termites, and it's like, I love this.
Yeah, I love this. I really do want to check that out. That sounds super interesting.
I've got it on DVD somewhere.
Dude, let me borrow it.
I think it's also streaming on something.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. So I chose a movie called Reality Bites. It was like a 1992 or 4.
BYTES?
BITES.
Okay.
It's directed by Ben Stiller. It's a movie about a documentary filmmaker and her fellow Gen X graduates face life after college looking for work and love in Houston. So it's essentially just like, it's almost like
when was it made?
The 90s.
When did Ben Stiller start directing?
I think this was his first movie.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I fucking hate IMDb. It's 1994. So he already did like his almost SNL run and stuff.
Did he direct Something About Mary too?
Yes, I believe so. Let me get all this shit off. Previous. So yeah, he did like Zoolander. In 01, 96 was The Cable Guy. He had the Ben Stiller show from 92 to 95. So like he was already kind of a name. And then 94 he did Reality Bites. So, and then he was on Saturday Night Live, or he directed a Saturday Night Live episode in 87 because his father and mother were like in the business already. So, he's kind of one of those
Nepo
babies, which is a stupid name we give people.
I wish I was a Nepo baby.
Right?
That'd be so much easier.
No, but this movie it's great. You'd watch it and be like, fuck, I love the 90s.
Hell yeah.
I love it's like, even though I'm not Gen X, I was just like, man, they went through some shit too, Yeah.
With the name Reality Bites, though, it sounds like a virtual reality, like Lawnmower Man kind of thing.
Also, if you haven't seen Singles, which is Cameron Crowe's next movie after this,
no,
please.
I saw Shingles. That was a terrible one.
Yeah, it's not as a romantic movie. But yes, watch Singles. It's so good. It's got a lot. Matt Dillon's in it. Catherine Sedgwick, whatever her name is. And it's just kind of like Say Anything. Like Cameron Crowe is just really good at, quotable lines. There's this one part where it's the two main, like the love story. They're walking around and like, what's her name? I just want to make sure I'm getting her name right. Kira Sedgwick is like eating a hot dog and they're walking. And
sexy.
He's kind of like talking. He's like, I want to marry you. And then she's like, oh, you're going to make me remember this shitty hot dog forever. Oh. And it's like, it takes place in Seattle in the 90s. So like you have Pearl Jam's in the movie.
Yeah.
Like they're Matt Dillon's friends.
Nice.
And you have Alice in Chains in the movie and stuff.
Shit.
It's great.
Sounds like Wayne's World.
Yeah. It's just, and so just imagine Say Anything, but a little more adult.
Okay.
I guess. Even though I feel like Say Anything's adult anyways.
Yeah,
so
they're probably grown
that.
adults.
Yeah. But yeah, check out those movies. So we're going to go way back to 1958. We're going to do what is considered one of the best movies ever made.
Oh,
Vertigo.
I can't wait to be so angry about this movie.
I'm going to love it. And Jason's going to be like, meh. Here's why you're going to love it. Well, other than that, it's Alfred Hitchcock film, which, you know, he makes some great movies.
He's one about birds, I think.
Birds. You're going to be like, wow, this movie probably could have trimmed like 10 minutes off of it. But that's all old movies, essentially. Sure. But you're going to watch James Stewart. Here's the thing. James Stewart has one of the best voices in cinema history.
No shit.
Yeah, because he's like, I can't do it. I'll have to hear it. Don't worry. You'll get my Jimmy Stewart. You'll get my Jimmy Stewart accent in the next episode. It's going to be great.
It's Jimmy Stewart?
James Stewart. But
is it the same person?
Yeah. People call him Jimmy Stewart sometimes. There probably is an actual Jimmy Stewart.
Anyways, there's a comedian named Jimmy Stewart.
There probably is.
I don't know.
But James Stewart, he rules. He's great. He's got a hilarious voice. I don't know. There's something about the old Hitchcock movies that like, they feel like prim and proper, but there's always like some shitty stuff going on in the background. And that's something that I really like about, you know, all of Alfred Hitchcock's movies. It's like about these well-to-do people. And it's like, yeah, but you know, human nature is going to get in the way.
So is it kind of like Vertical Limit?
No.
Oh.
No. James Stewart has vertigo and he chases a girl up some stairs.
Man, have you ever seen someone with vertigo fall? It is terrifying. Is it? Because they're full, but they throw their full body into it.
Get ready, bro, because that happens in this movie.
It's so fucking scary.
Yeah. But no, this movie it's a lot of fun. Or you might find it boring. I don't know. It's an old movie. It just depends.
I love watching people fall down.
Yeah.
Especially with like silly noises.
And the older they are, the better. So join us next week for Vertigo.
I think it has more to do with like what they're slipping on.
No.
Like ice or like how much flailing they do.
Dude, don't worry. Like I always send my wife Instagram reels of people following. It's
or it doesn't have to be humans. Like the one with the emus going down the icy road and they're all falling all over themselves.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Holy shit. It's
like
comedy gold.
There's nothing better than ring cameras of people taking steps down and just like next thing you know they're all on the ground. It's like, how did this happen?
This is what ring cameras were made for.
Or when someone falls for 2 minutes and it's like, how are you still falling? Have you seen that video of the guy that slips on ice and then he's trying to catch himself and he's like slipping for 30 minutes? It's so good.
I love it so much. So that's what this movie's about. Yeah. Great. I can't wait.
All right. Let's fall to the end of the podcast.
No wonder it's the best movie ever.
Yeah. All right. So join us next week for that. Thank you for listening. In the description, we have a link that you can click to send us some fan mail. At the bottom, there's our email. We recommend mailbag@gmail.com. Send us some if you want. Whatever. Leave us a review, please.
Care anymore.
I don't remember if I said last time, but we got our first non-5-star review. It hurt me deep to my soul. Please don't do that anymore. But I'm also not going to ask you to only do 5 stars because I feel like that's why we didn't get 5 stars. Someone obviously said 4 stars instead of 5. But yeah, thanks, sir.
We want you to be honest, but only good reviews.
Yeah. But, you know, if you leave us a review, I appreciate it. That's very kind of you. To take 5 fucking seconds out of your life to tap a button. No, just kidding. But I'd like to thank Joey Prosser for the intro and outro music. You can follow on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And God dang it, this has been the We Recommend podcast. I've been Jesse.
I'm Jason.
In your eyes,
complete.
The light, the heat, your eyes. I am complete.
Churches.
Your eyes. I see the doorway to 1,000 churches. Your eyes. Bye. We were supposed to sing that together.
Oh, okay.